Peace, 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 family. How's everybody doing? I hope that everyone is doing well. My name is Keisha. I am the owner of A Way of Life. I am a career and business coach using astrology. Now, we know that this time has brought up lots of questions about what kind of work we're going to do with everything that's changing. Do I still belong in the same field? And just massive amounts of uncertainty when it comes to how to make a living with everything that's going on. And so I decided to do this video discussing how you can track your God's plan for you, because this is what we'll be talking about, the work that you do in the world throughout this time to help you structure what that might look like for you. So not everybody is going to find this helpful. If you are just into astrology because you genuinely just like astrology for all the different viewpoints that it comes from, this might not be the video for you. However, I am also a teacher. I do teach astrology. And making these videos really help my students when they're trying to do things on their own. So what we're going to focus on today is how to work with the MC through the year. Now, again, the MC is God's plan for you. It's not the same as the North Node, which is your mission, your purpose in this lifetime, although the two can be one and the same. In fact, a lot of the time you'll find the moon, the MC, all in the same area and all in the same house, which is either the 10th or the 9th house. However, your MC can be anywhere in your chart, and it doesn't always have to be the same as the moon in the North Node. Or the same as the moon, rather, in the same house. And so all I'm going to do is a really quick video. This should take that long to hopefully help you measure when you can be working towards or get more information towards God's plan for you. So your MC, and I did do another video, by the way, on this more in-depthly, talking about the MC in your chart and how to find it as well in my career astrology playlist. I even think that I did a few, I did like very small, short horoscopes for each MC in the sign they're in. And even if it's not in that specific video, I do cover the MC in my career astrology videos. Okay. So now if you have your chart, you can see on the inside of the wheel, it has the number 1, 2, 3, 4, and onward. You want to go straight to the 10th house, looking at this chart right here, so that you know how to find your MC. And it will have the letters MC right on it. And so right here, you can see it's in the 10th house in Scorpio at 14 degrees. So once you identify that in this chart, then you can go look in your chart to see, for one, what sign it's in, 2, what house it's in. That's always just important to know. And 3, what degree it's in. Now, each degree, which I'll break down a little later, but I also have a video on how to break that down as well, so that you know what dates to look at as you're tracking this information, because it's not always as simple to do, and it can, quite frankly, be a tad bit of a pain in the ass, but I feel like once you get like a roundabout number, it doesn't even matter if it's correct or not. Just being aware of that date, you're going to know, like, oh, something's going to happen in relation to this area of your life anyways. And you're going to be like, oh, this is what such and such was talking about with this MC energy. Okay, so um the MC is a midpoint that represents your career profession, public status, and the way people look up to you. The first thing you want to do is identify your MC. This will be positively transited once a year when the sun hits the degree of your natal MC. So say for instance, we're at the end of Scorpio season now, but let's say this being this transit chart was my birth chart, and Scorpio, it's in Scorpio season. So at 14 degrees, this would be about between, let's see, you have 0 to 10 degrees, which covers the 21st of every month through the 1st of that following month, right? So, and then it would be the 1st to the 10th of every month would be 10 degrees to 20 degrees, right? And then it would be 20 degrees to 30 degrees would be the 10th all the way through to the end of every month, right? And so there's 3 decans on how you can break down to find a specific date according to the degree of whatever you're looking at. So for 14, we said January 1st through the 10th. And so it would be anywhere between the 1st of what's Scorpio season? So October, the 1st of November to the 10th of November. And so you would kind of have to play with each of those dates to see when exactly the 14th hits. But whatever that day is, or again, if you don't want to get that intricate, you could just say as far as in between those days, being mindful of what's coming up for you. So I hope that I'm not confusing you by saying that. And if you need more information, always leave comments and let me know. And I don't mind doing free 15-minute consultations for people to just get a better understanding. Sometimes it helps when you see it being done in front of you or just being on the phone with somebody. But again, anytime the sun would hit that degree, which again would be anywhere from November 1st through November 10th, you pay attention to what's going on in your life. And this is a great time for you to plan things around how to track whether or not you're aligning with God's plan for you in your birth chart. And so things will be lit up for you already. But you can also do you can use this time to do specific things around this area of life. So Scorpio, let's see, this could be studying the occults, astrology, parapsychologies, right? That's what Scorpio rules. Or taking a psychology class, or just studying or researching things about psychology, being a detective, even writing novels on mystery stories, things of that nature, or just doing general research alone. So let's say we have the moon here, so you can be doing general research on feelings, your mom, whatever moon represents, right? So that's Cancer, that's home, family, lineage, security, things of that nature, right? So also being aware of what else is in that house is also going to help you know what else you need to do, right? And you can do really super easy searches on what the moon is. Any Google search is going to help you find what moon represents, right? Even your MC, if you was to put that in, even if you put MC in Scorpio, it's going to give you information that can help you, right? And so you can study those things to see like, oh, wow, am I resonating with that? Does it strike any kind of fire under me? But either way, this is going to give you some really clear ideas on where you could be going, moving through for your career area of life. And it can, honest to God, be anything. And it doesn't have to be related to a job. Like this could be a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, a pillar in the community. And this is how, what you're meant to do, So not to get caught up on, this having to be a career. It literally can be anything. Okay. Other times this can be beneficial is when the transiting sun is passing through the other two water signs. So we have Cancer and then Pisces. And so again, it's going to be between March 1st and March 10th, anywhere between those dates, right? Or Cancer season, what is that? July 1st through July 10th. Then you want to be mindful again of those dates through those 10 days. What's coming up for you? What can you be doing? Maybe even launching something at this time, taking a class at this time. Like you can literally use this to plan your whole entire life. Okay. So I hope that that's making sense. All right. Typically, when we're having these transits between those other two placements, you've seen March is going to be at the beginning of the year, and then July will be a little bit later in the year. But also another thing to keep in mind is what house is being played in, which would typically be the second house and the sixth house, because the second house is kind of at the beginning, you can see, and the sixth house is kind of at the end. And that's not always going to be necessarily true again. But just to show you so you can see how you can use your birth chart and typically how it all kind of aligns and what it's kind of saying. So obviously the first half of the year is going to be 1, 2, 3. And the second half of the year is going to be 4, 5, 6, right? And because it's down at the bottom where it'll most likely be, again, not always typical, but could be, 9 times out of 10, what it's going to show you are what you can be doing personally, again, to work through this energy. So say if it just so happens to fall in the second house, then you should be working on your budget, your value, your self-worth, skills even, again. So going to school, taking a course around any kind of specific skills that relate to that MC area of life, or that can get you to that MC area of life. So what is this? Insurance, taking an insurance course on how, so you know how to sell insurances to people, or just going to college, or some kind of vocation somehow, some way that relates to, it could be an astrology course, right? Or taking the life path astrology class, right? Because that's related to Scorpio, the parapsychologies, taking a psych course, taking an investigation course, taking a book class to learn how to write about any of these themes, or would it be a book class or how to write a book class? Whatever it is in your field that is relating to that MC energy, those are the types of things you can work in the second house, because that's what second house rules. Now, if it happens to fall in the sixth house, then this is your daily routine, your health routine, getting organized, feng shuiing your space, I'm just trying to think of what other things. Maybe you're taking on more clients. Or this has to do with your daily job, and maybe your daily job is providing more classes or things that can help you or benefit you into going into moving and getting more knowledge towards whatever your MC is. And I'm trying to think of like all the jobs that pay for your college and, or they have classes that you have to take. Some jobs require you to get tested quite frequently, right? I think banks do that. Don't quote me on that, but that just came like right at the tippity top of my head. But, any kind of job that like sharpens your skills, or where you have to take consistent testing or something like that. This can definitely be a 6th house thing where you have that opportunity. Maybe they're paying for some of your credits, right? For college. It could just be so many different things. It really just depends. But it could be in any of the health fields, by the way, because Virgo rules the health field in general. But if it's not your personal health, just staying in shape, making sure that you're up to par with yourself so that you can do the work, working on yourself to make sure that you can do the work that's being asked of you from the MC area of life. That's another way to look at this too. So I can go on and on and on, but I did say this was going to be short. So again, if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out and ask. I think this is something super simple that you can do. You can mark it on your calendar as you're going through this right now to work and figure out what dates it are so that you already know and that you're already being mindful and you're already paying attention so that you're already alert to start working on and being intentional with what your chart is asking of you to do. So again, family, I hope you find this information helpful. Peace.